Taking a look at gold, as you can see here, we are rallying a bit to this zone somewhere around here. Which means here I would look for shorts and again target this area here. So pretty simple trade. I mean, chances are always that we break above resistance zone, maybe then see a retest and continue to the upside. Or simply break in a straight line, which could happen as well, but I would here still look for a way to the downside. Checking here the 4-hour chart, if we had the CCI, maybe we can find the divergence. Well, at the moment not really, but last time here what we saw was this bearish candlestick, and then we went all the way lower. So at the moment we are rather forming some bullish candlesticks, so with the wicks at the downside, so we could still here go a bit further to the 18, 12, 14 area. But if we check the lower time frames, we'll start with the 1 hour. Here we saw a similar pattern where we went a little bit higher to the upside before pulling back. Checking the 30 minutes. So here kind of bearish bullish sign. The CCI is a bit lower here, forming moves to gain room to the upside, and the market here is going up, so looks like we could here start moving within this wedge, something like this, and then see a break to the downside. Or this is what I would look out for, a break out of, well, if you can see a retest once again like this, then it would be a confirmation of this wedge. And then if we see a breakout either to the upside or the downside, with kind of pretty bearish candlestick, then I would be shorting all the way down. So taking a look at the 50-minute chart, so yeah, here we are once, twice, and 3 times we hit this trend line of the wedge, so possible 4th time, maybe a 5th time, and then a breakout. But initially I would look for a breakout to the downside. The market opens in a couple of minutes. This is where we could see a bigger move. The London session is about to open. So this is the trade for gold and what I'm looking out for. Be as it is. So the stop loss would be slightly above the previous high, something like this. So your risk reward would be around 3.5, depending on your entry, stop loss, whatever. If you want to really play it close, you could go for something like this. But here's a little simpler trade. So this would be the gold trade. So let's check the New Zealand USD as well. Here on the 4-hour chart. So here hitting this resistance zone, maybe a little bit smaller than this, but initially something like this. Here is the, well, the first smaller one, and here the pick a second one. So the trade would be simple. For now, or at the moment here, is double top, and here kind of the convergence. If we add the RSI maybe as well. Well, here not kind of divergence, so could not be 100% divergence, but still now at the moment here on the 1 hour chart is divergence, and here bearish shooting star candlestick, which could only be a pullback to here, but initially I would still look for shorts and go all the way down to the lower side here, which would look something like this if we zoom out to maybe 2 hour chart. So something like this. You could put your stop loss tighter, maybe above the previous high, whatever you prefer, but this is a trade that I would look out for at the moment, but still not a bearish sign on the smaller time frame, so not really rejection candles that tells us that we will go lower, because here we are still on the upside, so we could here pull back and see move further to the upside from here. So I'm still not gonna enter the trade just like that, because here, well, a little bit, but here is kind of the trend line. So 5 minute chart, well, here gaining room on the CCI, which means the uptrend is still valid, and we are not really seeing a turnaround. But here on the 1 minute chart, since we had these higher highs, higher lows, we could here start to see something like this, where we go to the side, and then if we can manage to form here lower lows, lower highs, then you can start shorting. Here it is a little bit beginning, but it's still above this support and trend line, so you could still see moves to the upside before going this. If you are scalping and trying to look for trades on the 1 minute chart, this is what you could look out for, but initially the trade is to short NZDUSD. Then take a look at let's take GBPUSD as well. So here on the, if we check the forward chart real quick, so here pretty much at the resistance zone, we broke a little bit past it, but this can sometimes happen just to trigger some stop losses. And if we go down to small time frames, here wasn't really a rejection candle as we saw here, so I still didn't enter the trade, but it could still happen that we see here suddenly starting to go lower in rejections, and then I would still look for shorts here. Or we could play a game where we turn around and be a buyer here, but at the moment, since the trend is overall more bearish than bullish, if we draw this trend line here, well, we could still go a little bit higher, probably to around here, and then move lower from here. But I would still look for shorts. Like I said, the downtrend or the overall trend is bearish, even though we are here. So we broke a little bit past the resistance zone on the 4 hour chart. I'm still not that bullish on the sterling USD, so this was the trade for GBPUSD. So let's check the Euro USD as well. So here pretty much seeing this beautiful sideways consolidation between the support and resistance line. So obvious the trade that, well, now maybe the entering would be a little bit too late, maybe not. Maybe you can see it pull to the upside before going over. Or if you place your stop loss like this, you could still enter here and go for a simple 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. But initially this was the trade to take all along. So if you can pull here a little bit higher, you could try to enter, because you get bearish candlesticks one after the other. Checking the 15-minute channel. We could move here a little bit higher to, if you can see a pull to here, a move to the upside to around here somewhere, because we broke now this kind of support line here. We had an uptrend, now consolidation part, and now we broke it. So if you can see with the T, here's where I'll be a shorter sample is that. So here we could see a rally to here, which looks like it will happen soon on the 5 and 1 minute chart. So if we quickly check the 1 minute chart, so here we had this uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, here the consolidation pattern, and now we're starting to see here lower lows being formed. So here was the move initially, and here we broke lower. So now what I'm waiting for is this move and go all the way lower then. So this was short. This would be the trade then that I would take here, something like this. So this was the Euro USD.